All right, welcome back everyone. Today I'm taking you guys through episode 6 of my contest prep series. I hope you guys are all doing well and enjoy today's video. Prep has been moving by super quickly. I've been super busy with school. I'm currently in gross anatomy, which is my summer class. I am a PT student, physical therapy student, going to get a doctorate in physical therapy, and I'm in a summer class right now, which is super busy. It's 6 credits, but honestly, I would say it should be like 12 credits. Like, it's pretty much a full-time job. It's crazy, and it's definitely been making prep and my summer fly by like nothing. Like, it's almost August, which feels really weird to say. But anyways, today I'm gonna take you guys through week 2 of my second mesocycle of prep. This week has gone really well, although some things have been getting difficult. So I would say honestly, this first half of prep has been incredibly easy for me. I knew that a deficit was going to be easy because during massing I was like super full. I was never hungry. I remember thinking to myself that I could go ahead and not eat for 2 days and still not be hungry. For me to say that now, I wouldn't be able to do that. I definitely am a lot more food focused now in comparison to what I was at the start of prep. There are times now where I ask my friends about like what kind of food they ate for dinner, what it was like, what was all in it, if it was crunchy or not, etc. Like, I'm definitely vicariously living through other people's experiences right now, which is pretty funny because I never expected myself to be that way because I really hated food so much during massing. So yeah, if you can't tell from what I've said already, this past week has been getting hard from a diet perspective. I've definitely been getting a lot more hungry, and I've totally been a lot more food focused. And honestly, I would say that's mostly not even due to hunger, it's mostly due to my energy levels. I started feeling pretty damn fatigued during my training sessions. So I think I noticed this for the first time on my second pull day of this week. I got there, I was feeling pretty flat, my pre-workout wasn't hitting yet, and I was just overall not feeling with it. And I think that was the case for a few different reasons. One, my pre-workout just wasn't hitting that day yet. 2, I have been super busy studying for an exam that I actually had yesterday. I'm recording this video a little bit later, so this is actually Tuesday of the next week. But I had an exam yesterday and last week, so the week I'm talking about for this video, I was like super stressed out, just very busy studying for this exam, and my class this summer has been super difficult. Definitely the most difficult class I've ever taken. The exam I took yesterday was straight up the hardest exam I've ever taken in my college career, and now I'm technically a senior, so I've had my fair share of tests, in high school and college, etc. This has been the hardest class with the hardest exams that I've ever experienced. So studying for that has been really difficult. I, wasn't as well slept as I would like to be. Like, honestly, I prefer having at least 8 hours of a sleep time. This past week, it's been more like 7.5 hours of a sleep time because I've just been so busy, like going to tutoring, studying late, and just not having my sleep schedule where I wanted it to be for sure contributed a lot to the fatigue I was experiencing, especially during that workout. And besides that, a big thing that was impacting the energy levels that I was having during my session were the carbs that I was having pre-workout. Because I'm prepping, my calories are obviously pretty low. So my protein right now is at 240 grams, my fat is at 50 grams, and my carbohydrates are at 280 grams. When I'm bulking, I'm eating like 4,000 calories, which is like 1,500 calories more than I'm eating right now, which is a huge difference for me, and I'm definitely feeling what 2,500 calories is. So 280 grams of carbs is not a lot for me. And kind of what I was doing was having a lot of carbs early in the morning, and then by the time I was done with my class, so maybe like 5 hours later, I was having like a small meal and then going to the gym. And at the gym, I was just feeling super fatigued. So really what I've been doing now is having a smaller meal before class and then having the bigger meal pre-workout. So I'm able to have like a little bit more than 100 grams of carbs during that pre-workout meal, which made a world of a difference, at least on this like Monday and Tuesday that I've trained so far. So that's just one little change that I'm making, and I think that's going to make a huge difference going forward. Another thing that I could start implementing is having some intra-workout. So a really popular intra-workout would be like Gatorade, maybe Gatorade with some salt in there. I would say that's probably the best option, but for the time being, I'm trying to stick with like just food because I don't really like to have an intro workout. I don't know about you guys, but I just like to drink water during my workouts. Anything else, especially if it's like a leg day, will start making me feel nauseous. I'm not sure if that was because I was having an intro workout during massing the last time I had one, but I think intro workouts just aren't really my thing, and I'm going to use that as more of a last resort during this prep if that's something that I need. So with that energy level thing, I am definitely doing a lot to improve that and make my sessions better. Of course, the performance that I have during my session is really, really important in order to maintain the muscle mass that I have and hopefully have almost all of the weight that I lose be body fat. And as far as weight loss has been going this week, it's been going super well. So I've really been like on track with everything as far as weight loss goes. And this week, I think my average was around like 177 or 178 pounds. So I'm finally like sub 180 on average. I am getting like really, really lean. Like I'm for sure pretty close to the leanest I've ever been, if not the leanest I've ever been already. The main place where I lose body fat last is my lower abs. And you guys will see this in the posing footage that I have later in this video. But I tend to lose a lot of body fat, especially like up here. So I'll have like, you know, shoulder veins, I'll have shoulder striations, I'll have a lot of bicep veins, etc. But I'll still have a little bit of body fat down here in my abdomen and also like in my love handles and lower back. So those are places where I'm gonna lose body fat last. And I even like lose body fat faster on my quads. So like I have, you know, quad feathering on my right quad and then a bunch of veins on my left quad. It's really interesting to see how the body fat comes off. It comes off kind of asymmetrically for me. So like it comes off faster on my right leg than it comes off my left leg, but not really because there's not as much veins on my right leg. It's super trippy. I don't really understand why it is that way, but it's just the way it is. I definitely have body fat to lose still. So I've had some people commenting on my Instagram saying that I look like I'm way ahead of schedule. So I'm currently 9 weeks out as of posting this video. And honestly, I understand where you guys are coming from, but I totally still have body fat to lose. And when it comes to natural bodybuilding, conditioning is a huge, huge part of it. So it's really important for me to be super lean by the time I compete. And what we might be able to do is feed into the show a little bit. So even like start the peaking process maybe like 2 weeks in advance instead of just a week in advance. So there might be some different things that Sam and I can implement towards the end of prep that will make me look really, really good on stage. And a prerequisite to that is to be fat-free. So while I understand on some body parts I look like I am stage ready, some other body parts are not there yet. So my glutes, for example, those totally still have body fat on them, and it's gonna still take a little bit for body fat to come off of that. So honestly, I would say I'm pretty much right on track, which feels really, really good. So on Instagram this week, I did get one question that I wanted to answer on this YouTube video. And the question that I wanted to answer this week was, what is the hardest part of prep so far? So far, I would say that the hardest part of prep is the fatigue that I feel. And this fatigue is both from the high training volumes that I'm running and also the low calories that I'm running. I'm also very active, so I'm getting at least 12,000 steps a day. Most days it's something like 13 or 14,000 steps a day. And for those of you that track your steps, you'd know that that's pretty damn active. I walk a lot, I pretty much walk everywhere. And that amount of activity is definitely up from what I was doing during massing. I think during massing I was doing something like maybe 6,000 or 7,000 steps a day. So 12 to 14,000 is quite a big difference for me. And I'm definitely like way more active than I've ever been in the past, which has been super beneficial for me. But it also adds a bit to the amount of fatigue that I feel. So because I'm like constantly moving, I am eating not a lot of food, and I'm training with super high volumes, of fatigue that I feel is pretty crazy. Especially like when I'm not super full, like if I don't have a lot of food in me, the feelings of fatigue are pretty tough. Like walking upstairs, I'll notice that my legs feel really heavy. So I feel like that's something a lot of people experience on prep, so I'm definitely not alone there. And I think I've also started to experience a little bit of brain fog if I'm like pretty far after a meal and I just haven't had carbs in a while. So I think I experienced this to the biggest extent today. I had 400 calories before class, and then like 2 or 3 hours later, I was like in lab after, you know, like an hour and a half of dissection. I was just feeling super just like I didn't have any energy to like think anymore. And I don't know, brain fog is just a really weird experience, but I could just tell that all my body wanted was some food. Like, I was just thinking about food so much. So I started talking with my group members about food, and that kind of picked me up a little bit. So I'm certainly becoming more food focused, but that's totally a part of prep. It's totally a normal thing. And I'm really fucking looking forward to getting into a massing phase after this and just gaining weight. That's gonna be chef's kiss. And yeah, that's how prep has been going this past week. Definitely starting to feel a little bit fatigued, and prep is starting to get difficult, but this is what I've been looking forward to. This is what I signed up for. I'm definitely ready for the challenge, and I'm excited to see how much more difficult prep gets and stay disciplined throughout, stay consistent, and continue putting in the work. I'm gonna be showing you guys some leg workout stuff for the training session for today, and also some posing later. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you enjoy the rest of it, and enjoy the rest of your day. Later, guys. All right, everyone, welcome to the training portion of this video. Like I said, I'm taking you guys through my second leg day of the week. So this is the day that is a little bit more hamstring focused. So I have a stiff-legged deadlift as always. I've been running the stiff-legged deadlift for a long time now, and it feels fantastic. I've, made a few technique changes recently that have made this exercise like even better. I think this is probably the best hamstring exercise you can possibly do, because it really loads your hamstrings in that lengthened position, which I think is probably the best way to grow your hamstrings. Of course, it's important to include exercises like a hamstring curl and things like that to train it in the shortened range, but like this is the hamstring builder I think that is out there. So on this day, I was doing 280 pounds, and I believe this was up like 1 rep each set from the week prior. So little improvements is what we're after during this prep. It's important to maintain performance and at least improve if possible. This is just like a thought angle, just because I thought my hamstrings look pretty cool from this angle. Now that I'm getting leaner, it's easier and easier to, get that hamstring separation, whether it is during posing or during my workouts. So I thought this was just a cool angle to showcase that. And I believe on these sets, I got like 9 on the first one, 8 on the second one, and then maybe 7 on the third. So actually this next week, I'm going up 5 pounds and trying to keep the reps that I did this week. Next up, we have the lion hamstring curl. So this is just an exercise that I have in my program. Nothing too special here. I do, however, want to modify this exercise the next muscle cycle that I do it. I want to have like a yoga mat or something right below my upper thighs so that I'm able to get a better range of motion. As you can see, this exercise or this machine stops just short of full extension. So I think, full range of motion is really important on any exercise. And if you can like modify a machine in order to get the full range of motion that you want, then, that's a great way to improve the stimulus to fatigue ratio of that exercise. So that's definitely something I'm looking to do. But I did this exercise in the 10 to 20 rep range, I believe, which is not very fun. I kind of hate doing hamstring curls. I definitely prefer doing stiff-legged deadlifts over hamstring curls. Next up, we have the leg press. So as you can see here, a big thing that I do that improves this leg press so much is like, it's not really the greatest leg press, but I use a foam roller, which I put under my lower back, which allows me to get a better stimulus to fatigue ratio by putting my body in a better, more mechanically efficient spot. So I'm able to get a better range of motion through my quads, so specifically more knee flexion and also more hip flexion through this way. And I do the leg press too without any shoes on, so I'm able to make sure I'm getting a full grip on the platform the entire time. I think it's really important because there are times when you can use shoes on some exercises and then your heels will come off, so you won't be able to get the same force production. But on this exercise, I was in the 10 to 20 rep range, and 10 to 20 rep range on the leg press is no fun. I honestly would want to do, 5 to 10 rep range or something like that, because that's just easy. But this leg press, the leg press, since it's externally stabilized, I think we can really take advantage of that and take advantage of using a higher rep range on it. And looking back at this video too, I kind of feel like I was undershooting the reps in reserve. So I was supposed to do 2 reps in reserve for this day, but honestly, upon the end of that set, I feel like I was definitely further away from 2 reps in reserve. So that's something I can definitely take forward into the next week. So understand that my reps in reserve might be a little bit off. So I should definitely increase the weight for next week and push further than I feel like I should. So that's, you know, the beauty of recording sets, because it shows you exactly how hard you're working and definitely like checks you a little bit. So this leg extension is so fantastic. The free motion one we have here at the SLU Rec is just insane. Like the range of motion is fantastic. So this is probably one of my favorite leg extensions I've ever used. So very grateful to have it. Next up here, we just have some posing. This is what I'm looking at I think this is at like 10 weeks out. Right now I'm 9 weeks out as of recording this video, but this is at about 10 weeks. So definitely leaning out still. I'm really excited about the progress that I've been making like small tweaks to my posing to see like what looks best, and have been working with Sam a lot on posing as well. This is just side chest here. I also do okay, yeah, here got the quads out, so we see that quad feathering on my left quad, which is interesting for sure. Back double bis coming together real nice, and side tricep here is also looking really good, and the hamstrings coming in. But that's all I got for you guys. Later. All right, everyone. I just finished my leg day today. Thought some of you would appreciate a little bit of vlog action at the end of this video. These workouts this week have not been easy. I kind of thought that prep was going to be pretty easy for me, given that I had like no appetite during massing, and I am a naturally like skinny kid. Like I started my fitness journey at like 115 pounds at 6 foot, so like I was super skinny, and I just feel like my body's natural settling point is down at a lower body fat, which it probably is. That being said, I'm not immune to a deficit. The deficit has started to get difficult. I've been at the same calorie level for a while now. Now it's starting to get hard. I'm pretty fatigued during my workouts. This leg day today went pretty well. I started this workout at like 4:30 p.m. and had a scoop of gorilla mode, which usually I wouldn't do because it's pretty late. I decided to do it today, and I ended up having a really good workout with a lot of energy, which is a little bit surprising because I'm absolutely starving right now. Prep's not going to be easy. But yeah, that's been the workout for this week's video. Just leg day stuff this week. Next week I'll probably do some other stuff. If you guys have any requests as to what you want to see as far as workouts recorded goes, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'll be happy to take some recommendations, what kind of exercises you want to see, etc. Yeah, anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna go home, eat some food. I'm absolutely starving and I'm tired, and it's Saturday, so I'm gonna finally chill out, maybe watch an episode of Peaky Blinders. If you guys don't watch Peaky Blinders, you should watch it. But anyways, catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace.